Well, I guess this is it. It's still not too late for you to come home with me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. This is where I belong, ma'am.
Well, at least give me a smooch for old time's sake. So that's how it is, huh? You graduate from the program and now you're too good for me? I guess you need another play session to put you back in your place.
That won't be necessary, ma'am. You have brought me home, now you can leave, ma'am.
So smug. I hope your wife throws you out of here and you have to come begging to be my maid.
I'm sure glad she's gone. It's so good to finally be home again. I've better get started. My wife will be home in a few hours. I need to make sure everything is perfect.
I'm home. What on earth is that heavenly smell? Hey, you.
It's so great to finally see you again. I had almost forgotten how beautiful you are.
Thank you. Something smells good. What's that in the oven?
It's almost ready. I made your favorite.
Well, it smells delicious. I think I'm going to go change. Then we can have dinner and talk.
It should be ready soon. Please take your time, ma'am.
Well, I'm stuffed.
I hope you enjoyed it, ma'am.
I actually did. I had no idea that you could cook like that.
I've learned a lot over the last few months, ma'am.
What's with the ma'am? And looking down all the time? Do you not like to look at me?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I just want to show you respect, ma'am.
Well, you can drop the ma'am. It makes me feel like you're home. And you can still show respect without looking at your feet.
Whatever you want, ma'am. I mean, honey. So, what do you want to talk about tonight?
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to take it all in. You're not quite what I was expecting is all?
So you don't like me?
It's not that. I just need some time.
That's understandable. So would you like to watch something on TV? Or could I run you a bath? I'm also give a pretty mean pedicure.
Those all sound great, but all that food made me sleepy. I think I'll just call it a night.
I'm sure this has been a long day for you. I need to clean up a bit before I retire. I'll be sleeping in the guest room tonight until you are more comfortable with the new me.
I appreciate that. Good night.
Good night. Better get around and get ready.
Is that coffee I smell?
Yes. Your breakfast is on the table. If you'll excuse me, I have to iron your clothes for work.
I'm not so sure about her appearance yet, but I could sure get used to this.
I hope you have a great day at work today.
Thank you. Breakfast was delicious and my coffee was perfect. I'm also amazed by my clothes. They've never looked so good.
The secret is to use extra starch.
I'll have to remember that.
Well, you should probably get going. I love you.
Well, thank you. I better get going. Bye.
Is everything all right? You seem frazzled.
You could say that again. I can't believe you didn't tell me the truth about the Institute.
What do you mean? I gave you all the information that you asked for.
I guess you're right. I just wasn't prepared for this.
It might take a little time to get used to. But trust me, it's wonderful.
Do you want to have lunch? I have a lot of questions for you.
Sure.
So how long did it take you to adjust?
Me? I was happy as soon as I saw the results.
You were? You weren't even a little uncomfortable?
Well, I guess it did take me a little off guard initially. But then when I saw that fat, lazy slob making me dinner in a tight mini skirt that night, I knew I made the right choice.
The food is definitely a perk. They must have some culinary chef at the Institute, but I'm just not so sure about intimacy. You know? This morning he told me that he loved me and I didn't know how to respond.
It was actually pretty easy for me. The guy that never used to say I love you now worships the ground I walk on. The more I ignore him, the harder he tries for my affection.
That sounds, healthy?
For years I had to live with that jerk who did nothing but complain. He sat on his butt watching football, eating chips, and drinking beer. But oh how the tables have turned. Now I'm the one who gets to sit and watch my programs, sipping wine while he rubs my feet. I criticize his every little mistake. It just makes him try harder. I actually think he enjoys it.
I don't know what to say.
I admit that my life isn't what most people would call normal. But it works for me. Seeing what you were going through made me think of myself about 5 years ago. I was miserable before the institute. You were, too.
I was. You're right.
Just give it some time and keep an open mind. Surely you did not like the old version better.
No.
And surely he's much easier on the eyes now.
That's what I'm so conflicted with. I wasn't attracted to the lazy slob he had become, but I didn't think that I was attracted to girls. But I have to admit, in the right light, he is pretty cute.
I don't think you're as conflicted as you think.
Well, talking about it sure makes me feel better. Thank you.
Anytime.